Welcome again to our part two of our introduction here from Sacramento, California, from the Americans Helping America Chamber of Commerce, or in other words, AHA. You'll find it more often in the through the introduction and so many other transactional business or whatever it's supposed to be. It will be in here. Well, I just want to apologize if I misspell names or even not saying your language. But we hope that you will be able to get this message and be able to have a look at it and see what it can do and help in your government or your country. So this is something very special, unique, and it hasn't been done from the United States of America. But we feel it is the right time to do those things. I did explain a lot about what is the meaning of the International Cultural Center and what it does to every individual and what it can help to bring us together and work together, because the isolation of different country, but yet family to family, people to people, they still need to communicate and also be able to work together and help the economy and be able to help each other, be able to rebuild the diverse disadvantaged community everywhere to have an opportunity and be protected through the economy. Okay, I just wanted to pass on a little bit because this is good to have the International Cultural Centers, and what it does, as I mentioned before, I have to go through the history to bring in the goodness of how did it develop from the beginning of history and how it can enhance everything that we do now to the future without being overrun by the technology and other things and move away and shift away that will bring a whole big gap between the rich and the poor. And this whole program is bring the poor up a little bit and the rich still gonna enjoy the pleasure of business and everything else, success in the world. But at least it will bring the poverty up. It will bring the poor people to have an opportunity and also protect them to be able to survive and they be able to grow, families to families, country to country, people to people, and so forth. So Cultural Center is our belief that will heal America because of what we have fall short in the past by bringing these things should have been addressed in the past, should have been introduced in the past, to bring a peace and harmony to all countries and all people, not looking at America in a different way that it's been proclaimed at the moment. But it's a wonderful country. I have experience working with every diverse community here in our Chamber of Commerce. We're the only Chamber of Commerce in the United States of America that we have all diversities come to this Chamber of Commerce, because we open our doors to every individual, small business, community, those who want to start a business, those who want to form a new community and be able to express them, advocate them, assist them, allow them to grow, and also opening up all the opportunity which is needed. But we feel it's not going to work only here in California, not only going to work here in America, but it has to be a communication and a connection out to the world in so many fashion ways. But let me touch a little bit. Now I am talking about the world and how are we going to make a connection to America. As we know, we're talking about this cultural center and what are the things that's going to be done, activities and so forth. As I send you the letters and explaining a few little small items of things that we can do in a small fashion way that slowly develop to so many outspring of so many goodness and success in everything. But like I said, all things develop and become good things. All things develop and become good, big things. So things we will have to walk step by step. As you already understand, we have the islands of different Pacific and also other countries from all over the world that we designated all the cultural items that have been produced in your country. It's become an authenticity products that will bring to America to recognize the basic cultural foundation of each country. In other words, we're going to start respecting each other. We're going to start respecting the history. I stated in my first part, I said something about the world is America, America is the world, because most of the people that are here in America was come from all over the world, and most of them in your country, in my country, their country, in their country, from all over the states of the United States, that we're crossing all different sections, class, and people. And that's where we are talking about. So we have all these diverse cultural arts and crafts, things that bring the diverse and the minority community, which they know best, which they have skills and things to do and things to survive and things to bring them prosperity and things allow them to use that as a export, import, trying to work something out that will bring them a little bit more value into their life, value into what they need to build financially to build their family and their community and their country. So those things we have put together in this cultural center, as you know, that you can see some of those information. I don't want to go in and double layer on those things that you have already aware of and have a fair idea, because I want you also to think more into it. What are the depths of those things? What can it do to my community? What it can do to my people? How can it help the people that are struggling at the moment? How can it help the people that are poor? How can it help those that wanted to move forward and do more better things? And how can it help my overall country to be a successful country? And we can all peace and harmony and share the value, the wealth, everything is very equally shared through this way. If we go another way, and the way of the technology and the way of the business in our economy now, it's the winner is the winner. The loser is still a loser. The richer is getting richer. The poor is getting poorer, and so forth. And then we'll keep dividing and dividing. And now we become, and now we know that we know that we do have a lot of problems. We have a lot of issues to deal with, because as you go along, it's going to accumulate, and that at the end, it's going to be a problem. They need to decide which way or how we're going to deal with. This is, I believe, that it's going to help the world and it's going to help America to heal everything and also tune things to help ourselves and help each other and be able to eliminate those things instead of leaving a lot behind, because it will become far apart and it's also become higher and low. And that's not how it's supposed to be if we believe and exercise the cultural values of these things to what we do and what we inherit. Not the advance of economy and the driven by so many things like that that will take away the rights and the opportunity from everybody. But we believe that this is what is needed to protect everybody. So with that, I feel like that I wanted to speak about something. So if we understand this is what is going to happen in America, this is what we're going to do with all our dealing with all these communities through the International Cultural Center. So how can people move back and forth? And how can it benefit people from different countries and people from this country to other country and so forth? I look back and I did a little study, go through the immigration status and also the regulations and requirements of the American immigration, which set by the federal government going back years back. Going back to the time of the 18th century, the 17th century, how everybody's migrated to America and all that sort of thing. So the immigration was designed and instigated to give the opportunity for everything that comes through cultural, anything that comes through community-based ideals, because these are the things that was instigated from the beginning, and that's how America was built from the beginning through all these cultural basic foundations. So therefore the immigration part of it is very much available, and it's so much is available, and that's the proper way, and that's the right way to come to America, to have that through all this is the visiting, the temporary workers permit, media, trade investor, the NAFTA, of course. The NAFTA is talking about the disadvantaged minority to disadvantaged minority trading with each other to build the basic foundation of those things. Not the way it is running now. It's overrun by corporation and all the advance of production and so a community economy trying to make profits and all that sort of thing, and driven everything away from the minority and the disadvantaged community, and the NAFTA is not really no longer the facts and the decent promise of the NAFTA was meant to be. But anyhow, if we go back to the cultural values of those things, the NAFTA will be more effective and will be 100% support to the NAFTA program and also from the cultural international community. The exchange of visitors and all other exchanges through business values and all that sort of things, the trades, and so as education. It will open up a whole vast of education and everything for people to travel back and forth, learn from each other. People in America will learn more. the world will learn more about other part of the world by going into the International Cultural Center. Language diversity, all that in here, the cultural upbringing of the people in their own way of living, and also we're seeing so many other things, arts and crafts. We see entertainment through what is available in the world. We see the food taste of all these things. It will grow and develop, and they're going to produce a lot of export and import. The demand of those things with the American value of those things. United States of America is over 300 million people here. And they like to be entertained, and they like to participate, and they come from their heritage of different diverse backgrounds, which they like to reach out and find out what are these things and how do they respect and appreciate other countries. This is form a healing process. This is form a rich beginning for everybody. This is a form of more understanding to each other. This is a form of producing success to each other and respecting and protecting everything for them. Because of the authenticity of this program, of what it started from the beginning, is giving everybody a full guarantee protection in all those things about production and about that. Handmade and all that sort of thing. Anyway, that's what I am talking about, and I wanted to emphasize how important that is with the immigration part of it. How can we utilize the immigration in a proper way? America now at the moment is ranged around about 18 to 20 million people that are living illegally in this country. They need to have opportunity. There is a lot of trillions of dollars that lose from America because they are not accounted for anything. But they're working, they're living, they're doing very successfully, but they're not part of America because of the immigration status is changed. So with this Cultural Center, International Cultural Center, it will bring a better way, and the way that was designed from the beginning of America for the immigration and immigrants of people to America, that was through the cultural diversity, because that's the only thing they know and very skillful with is their culture, and that's how we develop America and become a successful country now, as we know. So if we go back to the immigration status of those things, if we reverse the international cultural values into this area, then it will fit back again to the American immigration standards of requirements to get people to move back and forth from America. More business growth, more helping the diversity disadvantaged community. It will be less and less of unfortunate people that we know now. It's a shame to see America become a more powerful country in the world, a more rich country in the world, but yet the poverty and the poor people is still scattered everywhere. I don't want to express that as something to be negative to anything, but I just want to bring that as a positive move to the area where we are talking about the issue of the International Cultural Center. Is, like I said, a healing process. I keep going back to that word. Why? Because I feel this is where we need to start from. This is where respect, this is where love, this is where history, this is where honor, this is where everything is based upon those foundations. Therefore, immigration is really a second move that I wanted to explain here, how it's going to help your country and how it's going to help America at the same time to build a better America, to build a better reputation, and also healing America to realize how important we are to express ourselves to the world in a different way, not by war power, but by people to people, by showing how we appreciate the United States of America as people. Not as a firepower, not as any other way, not as business, but go back to the foundation and bring that in to make America the real America. That's what it was founded in the beginning, and that's why it was success up to now, because we carry that with us. But now we're shifting to something that we might lose, but we need to recognize and remember and go back and retract those things and put them in place. Because that was not in place now, but it was in place before, because the people that were still alive in those days, they carried the culture with themselves. But now, because we do not have those people, we need to create something to bring that atmosphere of the culture into it that will heal. Our future generation here in America will have that same opportunity to heal them, to know who they are, where they come from, to attach to something, and that will bring them proud, bring them a change. They'll bring them respect to other countries, because this is where my great-great-grandfather come from. that country, or this country, or that one. And this is why I'm here today. And I'm proud they come to this country to make me to who I am now. Very straightforward. And that's what the immigration was all about, is to bring that whole capture of those things right to us. I'm going to give a break on this, and I will kind of come back, and we're going to talk a little bit more into other areas, which is kind of build up the whole International Cultural Center to how it does integrate, and how it does motivate, and how it does bring prosperity, and how does it bring equal rights to people, and how does it bring life of people to bring up from the bottom. We believe in going down in our Chamber of Commerce. We believe in going down and lift people up. We don't believe in go straight in and do business with rich people, because they are already rich. They can do whatever they want to do with their money. It's their rights. But if we reach down and bring the poverty up, that will make this country a better country, that will make your country a better country, that will make you a better leader, because you are reaching out to the poverty. Not to see what's in the world at the moment, fighting outside, doing things that are not really humane for everyone. But there is a way. If there is a will, there is a way. If there is a way, there should be a solution to this. We'll come back and talk more about these things, and I hope that will touch you and give you an idea of what is this all about. We'll be back shortly.